Hello, everybody. Me going over a quick little Protoss build that some of you might find interesting. It's a fast expand, a Dark Templar fast expand that is very versatile and works especially well on big maps, which is why I'm showing you this on Deadwing right now. I'm the Red Protoss, and let's get started. Okay, so for those of you who might not know, the standard macro gateway goes on 13. As you can see, it's very standard. Both of our builds should be very similar, at least for the time being. Though it looks like my probe is a little slower. Okay. Similar scout. Double gas, although he's going to 2. Part of why I thought it's either fast expand or gateway pressure when I scout. So you can see 2 on each. Generally not a tech build. It's generally either a 3-gate or a fast expand. So I thought, well, 3-gate or fast expand, both of those things will be missing very quick kind of detection that a Stargate might provide. So I set up my proxy pylon. I like to set it mid-map because people have started checking this more and less here. So I've started putting my proxies mid-map. So I have my vision here. I can see if any move out is coming and adapt accordingly. I have my mothership core coming up to poke, get a probe kill perhaps, and also scout tech if there's any tech. And I have a twilight coming down. My first stalker is here. Sometimes you can, if you're very ambitious, you can send the stalker to check the nexus. But this stalker, I just decided to leave at home in case there's some kind of strange Stargate or some kind of weird gateway movement here or here that I didn't know of. As we can see, my expand is down, faster than his. I have just a gateway, twilight, and a dark shrine behind my expand, whereas he has a gateway. 2 gateways. Okay, so almost get a probe, but I decide not to risk it. So, I have a faster expand. I have DTs on the way. As you know, if he pressures, he won't be able to really burn down this nexus with the limited units he has. If he commits, I warp in Dark Templar here and here. Defensively and offensively, 1 Dark Templar each is enough. 1 sentry holds the ramp if he tries to run past. Force field. Overcharge this. Dark Templar cleans up. Very brutal. So if he rushes against this build, he's in for a big surprise when this Dark Shrine finishes. If he doesn't, if he sits back, I have a faster nexus. As you can see, he went 2-gate with chronoed units off those gates into expand. I went 1-gate with a twilight into expand. So I have the macro advantage here. So, let's see how let's look, actually. Income. Yes, 26 harvesters to his 22. And having Dark Templar on the way gives me the comfort to really chrono out those probes. And this gives me kind of an advantage. Now, I don't know, he might be proxying a Dark Shrine, so Observer first. But you guys are going to love this build. Okay, so I get there with my DT. I see he has detection, 3 sentries, and a relatively fast expand, although my expand is faster. Because he has detection, I know he's going to be going into immortal production because the observer comes from the robotics facility. So I know he's going to be making immortals. Now, what are immortals good against? They're good against other immortals, they're good against stalkers, and they're good against colossi. What are they bad against? Archons and zealots. What do? I begin to research charge immediately. And now I'm only doing this because I know he's going to be making immortals, and because I know he's very reliant upon force fields. Archons crush force fields. Archons ignore force fields and destroy them as they pass over them. So Archons invalidate these sentries. As for these immortals, Archons and charge lots will beat immortals every single day of the week. So, combine that with my macro advantage, as you can see. Big macro advantage. And I have a window with which I can destroy this guy. I decided to go to 6 gates, maybe 7 would have been better. 6 gates works. Okay. Now he's scouting. He's actually going to make sure that an all-in isn't coming. But even if he sees it coming, what's he going to do, really? I have Charge Lot Archon. He does not have Archon tech. Archons devastate Zealots. They devastate... Actually, Archons just devastate everything he has until he gets Colossi. So he's transitioning into Colossi, but I am not going to give him enough time to get a Colossi. These Archons will rip Zealots apart. These Charge Lots will close distances even underneath Time Warp. So, do you remember how I got my Nexus down faster? I'm saturated. He is not. Look at the supplies. My supplies ahead. Also, 6 gates versus 3. So I have double the reinforced potential. And the rest is fairly academic. Now this is just one way to play out a DT fast expand. You can go into regular macro with Dark Templar Harass and drops off of the Prism. You can go into Colossi if you so choose. You can go into any number of things. But versus this particular build, I saw a window and I took that window. As you can see, the Archon is just going to destroy these force fields. The force fields disappear. The sentries are useless. I time warp so he can't retreat. His immortals begin to just get wrecked, and I'm warping in by 6 while he is only warping in by 3. Could have warped in here, actually. I guess I thought this wasn't up yet. But as you can see, he sees his position. Good game is called. And that is what I would call a 1-gate Dark Templar expand into an Archon, a Charge Lot Archon bust. And do not forget just how important Charge. Charge is the primary component of this bust. It's what closes with the enemy. It's what prevents the enemy from just throwing down time warps and getting in your way. This is a very strong timing, but the conditions have to be right. Now, if you did this against someone who knew what they were doing and they made a gateway wall, or if they had Archons of their own, plus time warps, you would be in trouble. But versus someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, or just are locked into a pretty bad... Like, Immortals versus Charge Lot Archon, just never good. Never what you want. So when you see that that opportunity, you take it. And this is why this is one of my favorite PvP builds, because the Dark Templar outright kill builds, the fast expand gives you macro advantage over many builds, and you also get neat little timings like this Archon timing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this was a beneficial experience for you. This is Resolution, signing out.